Right. Now, today is a really lovely day, so I thought I'd make use of my griddle, and Beth asked for breakfast, so I came down and knocked up this fry up, and I've got absolutely everything on here. I've got sausages, my bacon, eggs, mushrooms, beans, and even toast as well. So it really does cook everything in one go, and if you're wondering why I've not got tomatoes, well, no one wants those. Okay, it's almost done.
Are you using that Blackstone grill again?
Yeah, I thought we could do a full English. I thought that'd be fun.
But I didn't ask for a fry-up.
Right.
I asked you for cereal.
Huh.
Here you go, sir. You have a lovely day.
Thank you very much.
Take care, sir.
Save that for later. Now, whenever I talk about Chelsea, I always mention that it's like any other garden show, except it's socially acceptable to wear white trousers, which sounds a little bit odd, almost like I'm against it. Anyway, here's my outfit. Ta-da! I wonder who the sponsor is for today. Now, I have a bit of a confession to make, because they absolutely plied me with free booze, and as a result I didn't really get much footage. So instead, you're going to get a very personal tour, today in the garden style. Starting with Corten steel and water, a bunch of strawberries, close-ups of vegetables, an early Flintstones house concept, a swan with really bad bladder problems, rocks and plants and seating, a wooden woman laying down, more rocks in an archway with some willow, a vase complemented by art, upside down bat flowers, a photo of the king that you could only see from the inside, so if you weren't special enough for VIP, you didn't get to see this. A bunch of stuff you'd never expect to see in your local Lidl, and don't act like you know what a pomegranate is. And some bunting made from rags. I'm not done yet. A large collection of mossy balls, rainbow patterns made of gravel, palm trees. You know what a palm tree is, why are we even looking at this? A rope, followed by the usual smiles you'd expect from Rachel Determ and Monty Don. A rose, another rose, another rose, and another rose. In fact, this whole stand is just roses. It's named after people now. How do I get a rose named after me? Do you know what the worst part about all of this was? Well, I'll tell you.
Doesn't smell of anything.
A washing machine. I mean, I didn't even expect a washing machine in a flower show, did you? But let me tell you something. The only thing that really stood up and made me say wow was this. Jamie Butterworth in a suit. Nah, but in all seriousness, it was a really lovely time. Can't wait to go next year. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, I had this great idea of adding a beautiful cottage behind my Gardener's Wildlife border. And I thought that would make a really nice scenery to it. We could take photos. It could be quite pleasant and a bit of a showstopper. But here's the situation. I can't make it out of solid stone. And in fact, full confession, I have no idea how to make it. But I did have a bit of a brainwave. I thought, what if I could make my very own mock stone out of insulation board? Right. Okay, it looks like it's actually coming off a lot easier than I thought. Okay, yes, yes, yeah, no, no, ah, ah, come on, yes, 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 no, 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 ah. Well, I suppose stone's got to be rough, isn't it? If anyone knows a faster way to do this, please leave a comment so I can not do it this slow for the real run. Right, now that I've got all the foil backing off, what I'm going to do is use a black marker pen and start drawing a rough outline of how I think this stone is going to look. And I know what a stone wall looks like. I have plenty of stone walls, so I guess I'll just kind of draw Maybe some big blocks. Let's not go small block. Maybe we could go for like a smaller block along here or something. And then I could maybe come along here. I'm going to crack on with this and I'll show you how it looks in a second. And this will be the last block. Huh, look at that. That actually looks like a stone wall pattern. God, I'm actually good at this. What I'm doing now is just taking a Stanley knife and cutting in some grooves where the mortar will be for the stonework. And then I'll get my wire brush to kind of rough it up and hopefully it should look a bit more realistic. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a really messy job. I hope it works. A considerable amount of time with a wire brush later. Okay, I'm quite excited to show you this. Look at that! It actually looks like stone. Well, foam version of stone, but we're getting there. Now, before I can paint it or do anything with it, apparently I've got to seal this in. I did do a little bit of research, and some people said use PVA and make a base coat, but another person said try and use a heat gun, and hopefully that kind of melts it, creates a hard surface, which makes it easier to paint. I guess we'll find out. If you're one of those people who've never used a heat gun before, just be aware there are some things you should probably look out for. You know, I've never actually used a heat gun. I kind of thought it'd be hotter than this. A heat gun is incredibly hot. It's so hot it will physically burn the actual foam. Okay, maybe it does get quite hot. But it's not just the foam that it'll burn. Something is smoking. Oh, it's on fire! It's on fire! We're all good. Wow. Look at that. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but I think I'm a genius. Extreme modesty aside. Right, now, whilst it functions and looks like it, it's not weatherproof yet. Anything on that will just ruin it. And also, it doesn't look like real stone yet. So my next plan of action is to paint it to look like stone. And I've done a bit of research on this, and someone recommended using external grout, especially a flexible one, and this should hopefully cover it and give it a bit of a stone look. Now, you're supposed to mix this in with some water, but not as thick as normal grout. It needs to feel a bit like a paste. They recommend it's about the same consistency as custard. So I'm going to give this a mix, and then we'll paint it in and see how it looks. I'm not sure how thick I'm supposed to just slosh this on, but going fairly thick, enough to hope that it will kind of sink into it, but it's already starting to give it a good bit of texture. This is quite fun. To avoid getting brush strokes on this, what I'm doing is I'm just dabbing it with the paintbrush, and it's creating a really cool and actually quite realistic stone texture. And because it's fast drying grout, it's actually starting to dry already. I mean, you're gonna love this. Look at this. That's a stone wall. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, he's done this before, it's all just a bit of a gimmick, but I want to be 100% honest here. I have never done this. This was all just off the cuff of an idea, and it looks really convincing. Now, I've got some lighter color paint, which should make it more stony looking as opposed to dark gray, but I've got to let this set. So I think I'm going to put this in the car, let it dry off, and finish it off at home. That's amazing. The only downside to this is just a small panel, and I need to make a whole cottage in less than a month. Now, I could play arts and crafts all day, but I was actually in the mood to do a little bit of gardening. So, let's do that.
Yeah, let's get all this mess out, shall we?
One of the jobs I've given myself today is to clear... Is my mic on?
No.
Doesn't say it's on. One of the jobs I've given myself today is to remove all of my finished spring bulbs, because at the moment it's just a sight of, well, dead foliage, and it doesn't really look very pleasing. Now, I don't remove any of my spring bulbs. In fact, I leave them in there and I overplant them, starting off with some annuals and summer bedding, and in the winter I mix it up with some winter annuals. So when it comes back to spring again, all the bulbs grow through. It's a nice, easy way to take care of it, but it means that I'm going to need some summer annuals. It may look a little on the boring side at the moment, but when this is full of flowers, it's going to look fantastic. Can't wait. A quick 5 minutes down the road is my local garden centre. Perfect to be getting myself some summer annuals. Betty loves yellow flowers, so only fair we get her some yellow flowers. I'm back, and I've got bedding. How exciting. Ugh. Ugh. Now you probably see here that the soil level on some of my plants is quite low. So what I like to do is just top it up with some fresh compost. It just means it provides plenty of nutrients for my bedding plants and some of those bulbs down at the bottom while they're dormant. What I like to do is completely overfill it. So when I'm planting in the new bedding, I'm actually removing some of the soil, because trust me, it's a nightmare the other way around. For now, fill it up to the top, then chuck your bedding in. Now, a little rule for you here. When you're planting in new plants, it's so tempting to kind of smush it in together like it is in this tray, and it looks nice and full, but actually you're doing more harm than good. What I'd recommend in this pot, especially with these lobelias, is probably only put 2 or 3 in. It doesn't need to have 5 or 6, and it will soon grow into its space. If you put too many in, it will start sharing nutrients, and as a result, it will grow slower and it won't fill out. So you might as well get your money's worth for your plants. I mean, £3 for a tray, and I've used only a third of it for 1 pot. It's £1 a pot. Not bad, eh? Don't be afraid to mix plants either. You don't have to have 1 set flower per pot. So for example, this big pot here, I'm going to put some geraniums in just to give it a little bit of height there, but I'm going to carry on some of these lobelias where it will start to trail and spill over into the next pot. So it gives a nice bit of texture and shape and fun. You don't have to have it all perfectly uniform. You can put them wherever you want. A plant I'm putting on the front here are my marigolds, and I feel a bit guilty saying this, but I'm planting them to be eaten by slugs, because some of my plants are susceptible to slug damage, and the smell of marigolds is actually a little overwhelming for them, and they'll go for that as opposed to my main plants. So they are a little bit of a scapegoat, but as a result, other plants will thrive. It's a shame, really. I quite like marigolds. Well, have a look at that. Looks much better, doesn't it? All I've got to do now is just give it a really, really good water, and they're good to go. In about a month or so, it'll really start to fill out. I've created a nice, beautiful flower display at the front of the house. I think less than 20 quid. Not too shabby, eh? Whilst I was happy with the progress I was making this week, it was apparent that Mrs. Gardening with Ish was not.
Any chance you're going to do anything with the North Garden this week?
Well, no, because I got loads done this week. I went to Chelsea Flower Show. I made that over there.
You didn't do anything in Chelsea. You took artsy-fartsy shots and then got drunk with your celeb mates.
Well, I thought it was something. That was hard work, you know.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Maybe try and do something productive before the week's over.
I did do those flower pots over there.
Oh, congratulations. The new Alan Titchmarsh did some new flower pots.
All right, fine, I'll go do some work. Now, I'm really keen to get some work done in the North Garden, so today I'm going to go get myself some reclaimed scaffold boards. There's a place a few miles down the road that sell them. I think it's £1 a foot, which I think is good. I'm not entirely sure. And I've never really used reclaimed scaffold boards before, so I thought I'd grab a handful of them, see how it looks, and we'll see if it's even worth doing, and whether it's actually cheaper than just getting decking boards. Now, the place I found was on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm not really a Facebook Marketplace kind of shopper, so I'm either going to end up with a really good deal or brutally murdered. Hope it's not the latter. Luckily for me, it was just scaffold boards. Right, I think this is the place. Ooh. Now, I don't know how, but it looks like I may have accidentally stumbled on a gold mine. Okay, this doesn't look like the kind of place I'm going to get murdered. And there's plenty of scaffold boards. There was definitely more than plenty. Right, I'm in need of some scaffold boards. What sizes have you got?
Basically everything in stock. So anything from 1.5 foot up to 13 foot at the moment.
Wow. If I was a scaffolder and I died, I imagine this is what scaffolding heaven would look like. There was any size board I could ever possibly need. I never thought I'd need a 2-foot plank, but now I'm looking at it thinking, I wonder what I could use that for. It goes all the way up to 13 feet. This is going to be brilliant. Now, Raja has told me that each one of these boards is £1 per foot. So if I'm getting a big old 10-foot board like this, it's a tenner, which is considerably cheaper than a deck board and probably going to last longer. Hope this fits on the car. So these 10-foot boards, can I have 10 of those, please?
Yes, you can. Have you brought a van with you?
Kinda. Come on, you. This is going to look amazing. My
that on there. Ha-ha! This don't look too bad, you know. I wonder how many more I'll need. Maybe I might need a few more. I reckon I'll get those delivered.
Hi there, it's Ish. I've just been editing this week's episode and eating a whole pizza. But enough about me. I just want to say a massive thank you to the people who have stuck by on our 20th episode. Now, as you remember, there are 52 episodes in total, so we're almost at the halfway mark. And I want to say a massive thank you for the 16,000 subscribers who have joined me from the first ever episode. It's incredibly exciting, and I can't wait to see where it goes. That's the beauty of this show. Even I don't know. So if you're new to the show, make sure you drop a subscribe. Watch from episode 1 to episode 20. It's in chronological order. It's a great story. And if you're not new, welcome back. I'm knackered.